Boxing King Media, powered by BYD. Frank Smith, we're out here in Manchester. Wayne just done. Before even anything, I just got the biggest telling off ever for one of your security guards.
Probably deserved it.
Yeah. I basically rocked up late because I was stuck in traffic and I couldn't get in. And he was like, "I've told you once already, you're not getting in." It was like really I semi shit myself because he's about 7 foot.
Oh, it's the big one, is it?
Yeah, the big one. I was like,
Yeah.
"Mate, chill out." I've never met him before. Like, mate, relax. But yeah, I thought he was a bit
It's all
OTT.
sorted now.
Yeah, I'm in. But yeah, it was a bit embarrassing to be.
I'll have a word with him.
So this is like a live complaint on camera.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I'll get the CCTV and we'll get on it.
yeah, there was definitely no need for it, man. But let's talk about this Wayne. Obviously we had controversy yesterday with Sam Jones and his voice note playing out. I was going to ask Eddie this as well, but have you ever had a situation where something like that's come back to bite you? Not even just in boxing, just privately.
Well, yeah, of course. Of course. I mean, he definitely has. But he said a lot of things over here that have then been brought up many years down the line when we go and sign a fighter that maybe he said was finished. So kind of get a bit used to it. But yeah, I'm sure there's been a lot of things over the years where things have been said and then you go, oh shit, shouldn't have said that.
I was just said to Sam Jones on the way out that I think if anybody, even people watching this, every single person has said something or done something that could come back and bite you in this voice note era that we live in.
Scary era. That's why you send it one time, mate.
You know what? That's what I do as well. It's the best way. But people, when you send them once viewed voice note, there's still that danger that they're recording it on the other side.
Look, you can't cover off every eventuality, can you? Otherwise, just don't talk to anyone. If you're worried about saying something, so I think you have to stand by whatever you say. Whether rightly or wrong, or go, that was my opinion at the time, or I was wrong, or I've changed my opinion. Easy.
Do you think that will affect Jack in any way? I know on camera they're saying, nah, it's all cool, but surely behind his mind he'll be thinking, fucking hell, he was picking against me 3 years ago.
No, not at all. Not at all. I don't think so. Jack is very confident in his ability. He knows what he needs to go in there and do. I don't think it will play into Jack's mind at all. That was good for the promotion, wasn't it?
It definitely was. So if you was going to put a percentage on the main event, what kind of percentage is that? Because I think it's a 50-50.
I think it's a 50-50 as well. I think some people would have written off Prograis because of the Haney loss, but he went in there against a pound-for-pound fighter, got beat. He didn't look great against Zorilla in that fight, but I think he still has all the skills that are needed to go into a fight like this and give Jack a real challenge. Jack Catterall coming off the back of an amazing win against Josh Taylor in May, finally getting his chance to avenge that result from 3 years ago or whatever it was. But he knows the pressure's on this. He wants the challenge for a world title. He wants his opportunity. So he's got it all to do. But it's a real fight and the kind of fights we need to be making.
The belts are still kind of tied up in this division. So, like, realistically, what do you think is going to happen for the winner and the loser in both scenarios? Because I'm guessing if Prograis wins, he's probably tied down to you guys for a fight or so.
But I think if Prograis was to lose, he'd probably look like he's done very well. He'd probably look at his career as to what he wants to do moving forward. If Jack, I think for the winner, they'll want a world title shot. And, when you look through the world title opportunities, obviously the WBC, they've got their mandatory fight coming up, and then Gary Russell's in that whole situation as well. And then Devin Haney is a champion in recess or something, isn't he? And then the IBF, you've obviously got Liam Parra against Richardson Hitchin, which is on December 7th in Puerto Rico. That's a possible fight. We promote both those guys. That's a fight, if it makes sense for them as well, it has to make sense for them. You've got, what else have you got out there? You've got the Isaac Pitbull Cruz probably going to rematch, have a rematch in his fight early part of next year. So that's another belt tied up. And then Teofimo's a bit lost at the minute, it seems, in a bit of a mess, really. So I don't think he's going to, I hope he defends the belt. But that's a bit of a loss at the minute as well. So we'll have to see. It's an interesting time. I think we'll see with the Hitchins and Parro fight. That'll be interesting to see that result because there's a possible fight there for the winner.
Indeed, it should be interesting. If Regis does win, is he? I'm guessing you guys have got options on because that is like kind of educate the fans because that's like normal in this sort of scenario. Yeah.
Yeah, we're in a contractual relationship with Regis, and we've had a great relationship over the years, since we signed him, back in 2023 now, I think it was, and he's been involved in big fights, but he needs to prove himself tomorrow night. So, yeah, we'll see how things go.
The fact that sticks out on the undercard for me is, Campbell Hatton taking that rematch, and we get it a lot where, when he lost, I saw all the comments, people saying, "Oh, he wasn't that good anyway," but you got to rate this kid. Like, for him to go in against a guy that just beat him, and like pretty much straight away as well, that says a lot about him as a character, doesn't it? Would you not say so?
100%. And this is one of the things that I said in an interview. I think Eddie said it earlier in the week around this idea of fighters losing and that's the end. They should quit. They should retire. They're shit, etc. You got to respect fighters going in there taking real fights. Campbell Hatton is doing exactly that. He's going straight back in there, coming off the back of a loss, and he's challenging himself. And you have to respect him for that. And I think it's been too detrimental for boxing recently, the whole idea of, a loss is the end of a career for a fighter, but respect to him because he's going back in there. It's a great fight. It was a great fight the first time around and it will be this time.
Any more plans for this venue? Because it is a new venue and it is pretty sick from what I saw in the initial press that you guys did here.
Yeah, for sure. We're actually meeting the Oakview team tonight, who have built the arena, investing a lot of money around the world in new venues as well. So we've got a good relationship with them. So yeah, 100% there's going to be a lot of opportunity as things go on, to deliver big events there. AO has been the home of boxing really, or the Manchester Arena has been the home of boxing for a long time. But, I do believe these new venues and the facilities they put together, they're going to take over. Unless the older venues really invest money, because these new places like you'll see tomorrow night are just on another whole nother level. So yeah, excited to go there. It's going to be a great night and the first of many.
We've seen today Queensbury announced the signing of Lon Coley and Lewis Williams, a really good amateur. Have you guys got any potential signings, more signings in the work?
Yep, a few.
When and where?
Soon.
British?
I don't let a lot away. Some British, some American.
These kind of questions are for Eddie Hearn because he just slips.
He goes, oh, well, I got this guy, this girl, some British, some Americans, maybe some Uzbeks from the Olympics, lots of.
Jalalov, potentially?
I'm head of the Uzbek boxing division at Matchroom, so, it's a big area of investment for me personally.
Well,
so
I'll name drop, obviously. He's part of his promotional team, but Jalalov, I don't know what his contractual promotion.
Signed with Top Rank.
Is he okay?
Yeah.
He just seems like the most untapped, unbelievable fighter out there right now in the heavyweight division that nobody seems to know about. And I know he doesn't speak English, and I remember telling him 3 years ago you need to learn English.
And he didn't understand what you said.
No. I did it through Google Translate.
All right.
But his coach got offended because I said that, and he was like, "Why do we need to learn English?" So I don't think he understood, but hopefully remember now.
I will, my Uzbek is, I need a bit of work on it. But when I see him next, I'll mention it and I'll try and deliver it in a better way so he doesn't feel like you're being rude.
I think he thought I was taking the piss, but I was generally trying to give him advice because he obviously seen it with Canelo. But yeah, where's he in this mix? Because he's unbelievable.
He's a brilliant fighter. Honestly, I don't know the situation with him. We don't promote him, but I'm sure he's got plans. He's been busy, after the Olympics. A lot of the fighters who came out the Olympics, though, they've been busy with a lot of media obligations. So I'm not surprised he hasn't boxed. But I'm sure you'll see something on him soon.
We will talk to him about the press conference yesterday, because the biggest thing we saw was the Usyk turning up as hitman, and then I don't know if there was a subliminal message between the way he had the briefcase and made Tyson Fury sign his, I know he said he was doing it for the Ukrainian army, but we see it from the movie. The guy signs contracts to obviously end people. Do you think there was maybe a subliminal message there?
I don't know. I think read into it a bit much. I think he just looked really cool as the hitman, didn't he? He was a spitting image of it.
Missing the barcode from the back.
Yeah, mate, he could have got that done. Should have gone full hog, really.
Yeah.
But it's a massive fight. Excited to see it again. Look, it's a close fight. It was a close fight the first time around. Tyson Fury was ahead in that fight, and then Usyk does what he does. He finds a way. So I'm excited for it.
Do you think the result could be different, or do you, because
I think they can all beat each other. Honestly, I think all these heavyweights can beat each other on their best. I know that might be a bit of a cop-out answer, but I truly believe that on their best night, they can all beat each other. Where you get hit, get caught with a huge shot. That's boxing.
Last question for you, and I can't always let you go without speaking about Chris Eubank. I was watching an interview with him earlier today. I was actually watching on the way here, and I don't know if you've seen it or not. I think he did it in Dubai, and he talks about the possibility of having a daughter and saying how much that scares him. So I just want to ask you, obviously you ain't got any kids yet, potential future brother-in-law saying that he's scared the world that we live in today of raising a daughter. Do you have any concerns like that? Is this Frank Smith the person, not the boxing person anymore?
I think the world is in a bit of a bad way, honestly. You know,
Just a bit.
yeah, just a bit. No, some places much worse than others. You know, I think, would I want a daughter? I'd love kids. I definitely want to have kids, but I want to, I'm sure it's different when you actually become a parent as well. You know, that feeling. I'm not a parent, obviously, so I'm sure everyone I speak to says it completely changes when you have kids. I don't really, being honest with you, think I'd love to bring up kids in the UK right now because of what's going on in the UK. But hopefully that changes. You know, hopefully that can get better. But yeah, I mean, I've got a few years that I work in though before I can have kids. My missus probably got another 5 or 6 years, and then hopefully I'm retired and I'm on a beach club in Bali, and I'll have kids running around, in the beach club.
How many would you want?
2 or 3. I might be getting it completely wrong. She might say 1, she might say 2, she might say none.
Depends how your experiences and how you deal with the first one, I reckon. And then staying on Chris. I think when I spoke to Eddie a few weeks ago, and I quote, he said in October we will find out what's happening with Conor Benn. October is 2025.
We've still got 6 days. So in October you will find out what is happening. But things are happening. I'm very confident you'll have news soon in October.
So we're on Friday, so it's going to be next week, innit?
I think so, yeah. Next week I'll hopefully have some news.
Brilliant. Well, Frank, as always, a pleasure. Thank you for your time. Cheers.